Ever roll over in bed, tap your phone, and before you even know it, you've opened 3 apps, skimmed 2 headlines, and liked a photo of someone's breakfast? Yeah, me too. Here's the thing, those quick taps feel harmless, but they might be crowding your mental living room. Today we're unpacking digital overload, the noisy roommate, and how minimalism can help you finally hear yourself think. First, what does overload actually feel like? Picture your brain running with 30 browser tabs open. Each ping, swipe, or scroll is another tab, another unfinished sentence your mind has to remember. After a while, there's this low-grade hum, like the fridge you stop noticing, even though it's still sucking power. Let that sink in for a second. Digital minimalism isn't about tossing your phone in a lake or disappearing to a log cabin. It's more like tidying a crowded room until you can see the floor again. When you understand how overload sneaks in, you get to choose which digital furniture stays and which pieces are blocking the light. So, how does it sneak in? Think of your devices like a city. Some avenues are worth the trip. Others are neon alleys you wander down just because a notification flashed. Most of us never drew a city map. We just kept following the glowing billboards. The moment every spare second turns into, "let me just check," the overload creeps in. Digital minimalism starts with one simple question. Does this screen feel like a nourishing conversation, or like standing in a packed train I never meant to board? Next, let's zoom in on attention. Imagine a small, well-lit room with one sturdy desk. It's built for one meaningful project at a time. Modern apps keep shoving a whole co-working space in there. Slack on the chair, news alerts on the floor, messages balanced on the lamp. Nothing huge individually, but together you're left perching on the corner of your own life, hoping nothing crashes to the ground. Here's the kicker. This isn't about willpower. It's about design. Apps are built like casinos. Bright colors, variable rewards, endless scroll. Every swipe is a tiny coin toss. Did I win something interesting? That constant gamble taxes your brain. You're tired long before you feel done, because you've paid a micro-toll at every tap. Let that settle. Now, overload also distorts your sense of enough. Picture a buffet where dishes appear faster than you can eat. You're never finishing a plate, you're comparing it to what might show up next. Online, there's always one more article, one more video, one more opinion. Satisfaction gets replaced by a mild itch. Maybe there's something better if I keep scrolling. Over time, your mind starts to fear empty space. Waiting in line, riding the bus, even pausing between tasks feels like dead air that must be filled. Yet those gaps are when your brain files memories, connects dots, and resets, like night shift maintenance on a computer. When every pause is paved over with content, the mental street sweepers never come out. So where does minimalism fit? It flips the default. Instead of asking, "Why not use this app?" you ask, "What job does this do in my life?" Think renovation, not demolition. You decide which walls to knock down, which doors to close, which windows you actually want open. The goal isn't an empty room, it's a space where the important stuff is easy to reach, the noise stays outside, and your attention can finally breathe. A few quick metaphors to nail this down. Leaky ceiling. No single drip wrecks the house, but 100 of them have you dodging buckets all day. Minimalism is the main valve. Garden. Every notification is a seed tossed over the fence. Curate what gets sunlight. Yank the weeds early. Soundtrack. 6 playlists, 3 podcasts, constant alerts. That isn't more music, it's noise. Curate your inputs so you're composing something you actually want to hear. If always on is the new smoking, depth might become the new status symbol. Workplaces could start treating quiet hours like conference rooms. Bookable, protected time for thinking. And just as cities carve out parks, we can design offline zones at home where our minds can wander without a screen tugging at our sleeve. Here's the big takeaway. Digital minimalism isn't a finish line. It's like tuning an instrument you play daily. You listen for the strings that ring true and dampen the ones that just add noise. Instead of chasing every update, you treat your attention like a carry-on bag, small enough that you must choose carefully what comes with you on the trip of a single day. Let's turn all this insight into action. Your 3-step plan for the week. 1. Jot down the key points from today's episode. Writing locks them in. 2. Spot one area where overload hits you hardest. Maybe late-night doom scrolling, maybe back-to-back group chats. 3. Take one small step to reclaim that space. Silence a notification, set a 15-minute phone-free window, whatever feels doable. Do those 3 things and you've transformed 10 minutes of listening into real-world progress. So, here's what we covered today. First, digital overload is like 30 browser tabs humming in the background, tiny loops your brain keeps open. Second, apps are designed like casinos, taxing you with micro-decisions until you're drained. Third, overload warps your sense of enough, turning empty moments, your brain's reset button, into pockets of noise. Finally, digital minimalism flips the script. You curate your inputs the way a gardener chooses plants, a sound engineer builds a mix, a homeowner fixes the main leak. Remember, you control the map, the room, the garden, the soundtrack. Start small, keep tuning, and give your attention the respect it deserves. You've got this. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.